Hey learner, welcome back to my channel. In my previous video, we decided to talk about national income today. But due to some problem, we will talk about the details calculation of national income in later. Today, we will talk about the effect of economic development on resources and environment. This is very important topic in environment economics as well as geography too. The issue of economic growth and the environment essentially concerns the kinds of pressures that economic growth at the national level places on the environment over time. The environmental impact of economic growth includes the increased consumption of non-renewable resources, higher levels of pollution, global warming, and the potential loss of environmental habitats. But however, not only all forms of economic growth cause damage to the environment. We never say that always, but sometimes. Let's know briefly. Look at this picture. Especially, there's a picture of the classical trade-off between economic growth and environmental resources, where we depicts in vertical axis consumer goods and the horizontal axis environment non-renewable resources. In this PPF curve, or the production possibility frontier curve, shows a trade-off between non-renewable resources and consumption. As we increase consumption, look at this picture very carefully, the increase the consumption 100 to 180, then the opportunity cost implies a lower stock of non-renewable resources, where the lower stock means, look at the picture very carefully, the consumer goods increase by 100 to 108, then the non-renewable resources decreases to 300 to 108 also. So let's get a simple example. Like the pace of the global economic growth in the past century has led to a decline in the availability of natural resources, such as forests that cut down for agriculture or demand for the woods, and sometimes a decline in sources of oil, coal, gas, loss of fishing stocks due to overfishing, loss of diversity, like for the damage to natural resources had led to species extinction. However, for every problem, there is a solution. The international community has realized the need for a strategic, comprehensive approach to address environmental protection while at the same time foster development. So as such, this ultimate goal can be achieved through the implementation of sustainable development. Now we know about this sustainable development very carefully. The World Commission on Environment and Development in 1987 defines the term sustainable development as a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. So this concept therefore takes into consideration the right to development and the protection of the environment. So the sustainable development aims to meet present needs and address short-term issues with the overall goal of long-term sustainability. Therefore, we must say that the sustainable development is an integrated concept that requires meeting the basic needs towards aspiration for a better improved quality of life, or sometimes it's based on democracy where the rule of law is grounded in the respect of the fundamental rights, or sometimes promotes employment in an economy whose strength is based on education, innovation, social cohesion, and the protection of the human health and the environment. In a short, EEA. According to the implementation of the sustainable development will require progress in three areas, well known as the three pillars of the sustainable development. Look at this pillar, this is social, environment, and economic. Accordingly, in striving for a balance between these all three pillars, we are in a sense trying to achieve sustainability, enduring to be bearable, viable, and equitable. By this, we mean that the first bearable, like a society and environment, it implies a society and environment where we are cognizant of our impact and thereafter contribute towards the healthier environment and well-being. And similarly, as equitable means a society plus economic, where by having equitable distribution we help to eradicate poverty, social inequality, raise the standard of living of society. And similarly, viable depicts that the economic with environment, that where a nation strives to meet economic growth and development, and while operations are pursued with environmental protection in mind. And for this reason, therefore, investments must be feasible to sustain itself, like increase jobs, contribute to the GDP, means increase the GDP of the country, and protect the environment from any harm. So thus, by achieving sustainability, we must find a balance between the three pillars in relation to being viable, equitable, and bearable always, thereby fostering through the sustainable development we have the poverty alleviation, gender equality, capacity building and clean technology, economic growth and development, clear institutional framework, and sustained biodiversity, that means protection and conservation of ecological services. This in turn helps a nation to develop and meet short-term horizons with long-term vision. And this is a very important quotation. You remember, every time there's sustainable development always meets the short-term horizons with a long-term vision. That's all for today. Today we discussed a very important topic. Hope you all like it. Then guys, please like and subscribe and share my channel. And thank you for watching.